Cups, the Two of Swords, the Lovers, Seven of Cups, the Ten of Wands, Four of Cups, the Moon, the Ace of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Hierophant. So basically, right off the bat, I see that you're trying to build. We see that you're trying to build your kingdom. You're trying to build, you build your sustenance. And then here come the Two of Swords, and it's like you have to make a choice between two paths. And then the Lovers would denote like being like a choice between which side of myself. This could also be another person. So it could also be another person that you have to make a choice over. Am I gonna choose? When in one hand I have this person who I'm attracted to, maybe, or I have this person, or I have this side of myself, which is also part of you, or do I choose my higher self? It's like, do I choose which side? It's like, it could either be that situation or that situation where you're dealing with things inside you, which side of myself do I choose, And then comes the Seven of Cups, where there's too many choices to really make a choice, and you have all these different choices. As we know, in the Seven of Cups, it talks about the cup, and I'm using a totally different deck. I love this deck. This is a great deck. It's called, what is it called? One second. It's called oh yes. This is the Radiant Wilds deck. Navigate inner desert dreamscapes, because life can be like a desert sometimes, literally, at least for me. But I just want, it's like, it's also a beautiful deck. It's also about freedom and being free, being totally free of like anything, being free to be, free to make, free to be whatever you want to be. And I love that, because freedom is one of my favorite attributes and one of my favorite postulates, if you will. In life, it's all about freedom, and we celebrate that here, so freedom to be and to make whatever you want to make in this life. So Seven of Cups could also indicate choices that need to be made, but like, you have all these different choices, 7 cups, and you need to make a choice, but there's too many choices to really know which one to make. And then you have the Ten of Wands, which it talks about a burden, and there being a burden for this could be a very specific reading for somebody. That there's a burden here. There's a burden. It's like everything seems like it's a lot harder. Probably, it could be even self-imposed restrictions. And it could seem like, there's a burden of some kind that needs to be overcome. And it's hard work. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. With all these choices to make, and then the Four of Cups could denote that you're probably on a routine, or there's persons on a routine that needs to be shooken up a little bit. They're doing the same thing over and over again, or they've lost their interest. They've lost interest in things, or they're probably feeling uninspired, by doing the same thing over and over again. And it talks about needing to inject some excitement into life and doing the same thing over and over again. And that is probably contributing to the reason why it feels like everything's so difficult, or it feels like it's a burden, And then the Moon talks about things that are hidden, and maybe this being hidden from the person. Maybe this is something that's not being, maybe these are things that you're not necessarily seeing overtly. And it's also talking about different sides of yourself that you're feeding. Which parts of you are you really, celebrating? Are you really putting energy into? Because obviously we become what we feed, Which monster are we feeding? Is it too many monsters? It could be too many monsters. Or it could be just I'm not feeding the right one, or I'm not, it's like about feeding the right side of yourself that needs the right side of nurturing. And then also too, we pulled the Ace of Pentacles. Well, there's a new opportunity in money, and there's a new opportunity to make money. And and at least this is for me, at least I'm coming into trying to manifest new opportunities and create some new stability in my life. And I've had to really remove a lot of different things out of my life in order to, to better myself. And that's what I'm in the process of doing. Well, I've already done that, but I'm in the process of really creating opportunity and manifesting new opportunities for myself. So I just had come from a place where, I'll share a little bit about my story. I had really come from a place where everything seemed like it had dwindled away. I was living on Social Security, and I just barely had really anything. I barely had really had any support, you know, and all my friends had gone away. I had basically lost a lot of my friends, and or at least they're no longer around anymore. And I just needed to be to come to a community where I felt supported and where I was really garnering some interest for the things that I'm capable of, what I can do in the world. And I had felt like I was completely unsupported, and I basically just had felt like, you know, everything had reached its expiration date, you know. And then I came across the magician, and I realized, well, you're such a magician, you know, you're such a whiz at doing certain things, you know. And I had always been getting underpaid and undervalued for the things that I was capable of, you know. And the magician teaches us that we have the power within us, you know, and we have the power to create our world. We have the power to make anything possible, with just the simple belief in your connection to the divine. And I believe that. I believe in that, you know, and that's something I believe in wholeheartedly with my heart of hearts. And it was something that I really wanted to just like expound upon. But I was gonna say, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, you know, when you live in a world where the world just turns silent, and everybody just disappears, and everybody, you know, things pass you by, and you know, you no longer are relevant anymore, and you spend your day sleeping all day, and you know, it's hard to find solace in the things that you once loved in life, you know what I mean. And I think I'd reached a point where I just knew that I was capable of a lot more, and I had a lot more to offer, and I was always getting, you know, I got tired of getting the shit end of the stick, you know what I mean? And you know, realizing that I have tremendous light, and I think there's probably a lot of other people that can recognize that they have the light. They have this light inside them that they refuse to let be dimmed by like their circumstances, or like the people around them, or whatever circumstance you might be facing, you know. And I think that was really something that I really wanted to really just tap into, was, you know, what, you know, when you lose everything, when there is nothing left, what are you truly capable of? Who are you? And and then those experiences, those I think are what make you the person that you're gonna be. You know, really, you're gonna define what you have, you know, what you bring to the table. Comment down below. I know what I bring to the table. Snaps. So and so I just wanted to basically like prove it to myself that, you know, I am the magician that I say that I am, and that I have, you know, and I think I had a bone to pick. You know, I had a bone to pick with the world. You know what I mean? You know, for just like always giving me much less than I was deserving. You know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, and people always undermining me and thinking that I can't be everything that I say that I am, that I believe in. You know, and I think that there's probably a lot of people who feel that way. You've ever felt like, you know, you're like, you know, I guess you could say I'm a little bit of a rebel, but aside from being a rebel, I just feel like undervalued, you know what I mean? And I just knew that I knew that there was so much more inside me that wanted to shine. And I think the magician, at least on the side of that, the magician really is what represents that you have the power. I got the power. And the Hierophant talks about breaking. Are you going to be in line with tradition? Are you going to be conforming to something? Are you going to be a conformist? Or are you going to be non-conforming? It kind of brings you to that choice of whether or not, you know, it's all about being traditional or non-traditional, and how you basically approach situations in the world today. And I think that you know, it's also a card of like the priest. The priest is the Hierophant, but it's also like the connection to God. But it's also like, you know, it's also about being traditional, and coming from a traditional sense of things, maybe conforming. Maybe how do you approach things? Is it conventional or is it unconventional? Is it, you know, it talks about being conventional, really, and maybe something falling in line. You know, maybe doing things in a more conventional manner. That's how I think of the Hierophant. But the two together, the Hierophant and the magician, I think are, you know, they're almost like the same person, you know, and you have to, and I think temperance is a good card. After I would probably throw in temperance just because, you know, you have to find the right balance between things, you know, and it's about finding balance, and it's about finding the right kind of mixture or recipe to go with whatever it is you're trying to create. And that's what and it's all about Angel Gabriel too, which is the angel of integration, you know, integrating things, integrating new things, integrating all types of different things, integrating whatever you need to integrate to create the desired effect or to create the desired outcome. So I just wanted to share that with you guys a little bit, just some of my little tidbits of knowledge and things that I things that I like love to talk about. And I was sort of bringing my little reading in. We can shuffle a little bit more, see what else is what pops up. Oh, the Queen of Cups. I like this picture. She's like in the old position. She's a really beautiful card. Queen of Cups, transmuting energy, emotion, feelings. Let's see what it. The Wheel of Fortune. Exciting. Just in case you guys want to know, if you guys want to know, it's I just wanted to drop my Cash App too. I probably will link it in the description box below. You guys can comment on down below what you think. This is my first couple videos in a few years, so I'm really excited to kind of be back online and share a little bit about, share myself with the world and share my story. And I am, you know, it's a lot, you know, when you do things, you know, when you get into it, it's a lot, you find that it's a lot easier than you thought it was going to be. Or, you know what I mean, you just got to step, it's about getting there to that's like the main point. So, I know, life is a trip, dude. But I just was like kind of happy to share and to be of service. Five of Swords, reverse. Oh. So whoever this reading is for, there's obviously some kind of conflict. Five of Swords reversed. There's some kind of conflict surrounding Five of Cups. Let me see. Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Reverse. Okay, so the Five of Cups, Five of Swords shows unnecessary. Five of Cups Sword shows unnecessary conflict. You become caught in the middle of a person's fight. You may be injured party through no fault of your own. The battle is not for a good reason. Whoever is initiates has a selfish agenda. This person might be covering up his or her incompetence and work, blaming others to deflect attention. Equally, the drama may be due to ego and need to show power. In this sense, it can be easier to extricate yourself because you know the battle is less personal. So knowing that it's not your fault, that whatever kind of conflict this could be describing is probably not you, it's probably someone else and their ego issues. And that the additional card is bullying or oppression. This is no shame in this. Rather, the card suggests an opportunity to expose the unfairness and shift the balance of power. And then the Five of Cups talks about loss. Talks about loss. So there's loss. Yeah, there's. I mean, I had basically like gotten through. I have been really had been going through issues with negative energy, just negative energy and negative people who really don't want you to share what you have to say, and who really just are self-interested, and who are imposing their own beliefs on what you do. And it's like, honey, we're not even in the same building. Okay, like I've got to go, honey. Like, I have no idea what I'm like. I don't even think about you, let alone I'm worried about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like thinking to myself, I was trying to extricate myself from drama and have a peaceful life. And I would just realize everybody had to go. You know, at that point, it was just like, everybody has to go. You know, it's all me up in this bitch, honey. And and sorry, yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I just basically just said to myself, you know what, I'm not going to tolerate that in my environment. You know, I need peace of mind to create. I need to have careful, connected peace of mind. All of this whatever drama, this darkness, this heaviness, this hateful energy that they're carrying around, honestly, you can leave it at the door. Check it at the door. Okay, because that has nothing to do with me or my energy whatsoever. That is miles away from where I want to be. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. And sometimes you just gotta check it at the door and let people know what the fuck time. Excuse me, what time it is. You know what time it is, and what time, where exactly where to go with what they're, you know, where to go. You know what I mean? Yeah, because people will definitely try to impose their own things on you, especially when we live in a world full of, you know, a lot of darkness, honey, a lot of darkness and depravity. It's like, oh girl, I can feel the darkness trying to creep in sometimes, and I can just go roaches, okay, everywhere, sending me bad energy. Just like, girl, I had to get my raid and say, psst, 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 and say bye, okay. And every time I kill a roach, I think of like a person just like being eradicated. It's horrible, but I do. I'm like, bye, bitch, bye. Anyways, I had to just like share that what did you call it? The Cicciolinis? Okay, girl, bye. Like, it was time to yeah. She said, fuck hate. Yeah, exactly. Fuck hate. Like, bye hate. Bye hatred. Bye haters. I'm like, see you later. I'm gone. To the top, honey. Like, ring finger where the rock is. Like, we gonna post up on the top spot. So live your life. I got my whole time with me. I'm just living my life. Okay, I'm like, yeah, it's just like I just had to extricate myself from the drama. I had nothing really left to lose. Really, I had really come to a point where there was nothing left to lose and everything to gain, really, as far as I'm concerned. And I was gonna do me, regardless of what people thought of me or not, you know. And then I had to be all I could do is just be myself. And all you can do sometimes in life is be what you are, who you are. And there's, you know, everyone else is taken. Sorry, honey. You know, so that's just what I wanted to share. You know, for that person who the reading is. And I just wanted to, that was an interesting little read. There were so many other things that I wanted to get to too, and so many people that I wanted to share my light with. And I really was looking to find my soul tribe. I was looking to find people who were supportive. I had reached a point where there was nobody around me, you know. I had reached a point where there was just like, everybody had literally fallen off. And you know, I just was looking for people, for like-minded individuals, you know, like-minded individuals who shared, you know, who I could have a ponderosa with, who I could share, you know, my light with, and share myself with, and people who understood me, people who understood where I was coming from. And I have been, you know, I wanted to share, there's a lot of different stories I have too, and you know, different things that I've been through, years of things that I've been through that were probably surprised and we'll get to that later, but surprise people a lot. I know I don't look my age, but I'm getting older now, so you know, I have just come to that point. So, if anybody can relate to that, comment down in the link below. Um, maybe some of the things that they've been through, maybe some things that they've experienced that they've had to overcome, and things that they want to share that, inspired them to get them out of darkness, to get them out of a place of stagnation. And I think that that would be something really interesting to talk about. How did I overcome certain things? And how do I deal with things that are, challenging? So comment in the link below. I'm gonna leave my Cash App and it's if you want, it's Soulfly Free 23. If you guys want to make donations to, I have a lot of wonderful products coming out too that I want to talk about, but I'm not talking about anything about that yet. I have a lot of wonderful things I want to talk about, but that need time to develop. They're in the darkness. They're in the womb, gestating. And I will see you guys later for my next video. It's Mickey, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks so much.